All right, guys, here we're going to talk about Season 3, Episode 21 of The Twilight Zone.
It's the Kick the Can episode.
Yeah,
I remember this only because, I guess it stands out or for some reason, for like the last 100 episodes of our talking, I'd be like, it's no Kick the Can. Or whatever. Like, there's a few episodes that everybody like remembers of the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
And for some
Kick
reason,
the Can is a classic Twilight Zone episode. I don't know if it's one of the best
No.
Twilight Zone episodes, but it's definitely something that sticks out in the memory. In the early 2000s remake, the Forrest Whitaker Twilight Zone, they redid this exact episode, if I remember correctly. And I don't know. I'm kind of for something that's so classic. I'm a little underwhelmed.
I'm so sad by this.
Yeah.
Also, did not remember the fucking angle of like the friend who's like, "Take me with you," and just trapped in this old rotting body forever, doomed because of his like skepticism. That cut me deep, because he was like, "Your bones are old, your heart is old. You're old. Sit down." And like his punishment for that very reasonable approach to life was that he's trapped in this.
That's the best part of the episode for me.
Oh, it's horrible.
That's the Twilight Zone twist.
Yeah.
That's that's your punishment for not believing.
I guess it turns out that guy is what it's about, and I didn't get that feeling until that moment where I was like, oh no, or whatever, because they follow around the scamp for like most of the episode, so I didn't have that. I wasn't prepped for the other character to get the like Twilight ending.
I guess where I my mind raced thinking about this after the episode, and like, what does that even mean? Like, so where did these have a group of kids that run off into the woods that have no like structure or ability to feed themselves?
Yeah.
This is it's kind of a sad story, because you have these kids that I'm like, oh, they're gonna die in the woods, and this old man is like, I'm gonna die here without my friends and not in the woods, not young.
And all the families of all the old people are like, what do you mean they all disappeared one night? What's going on, or whatever, right? At first they make it sound like, what if there's people who never grow up? What if they don't tell us about it, or something like that? And it's like, it sounds like it might be like mythological or something like that. But then they go outside, and like the head of the whole like facility is like, what are these damn kids doing here? And I'm like, wait, no, they're not magic kids, they're just kids. What the fuck?
What would be funny to me though is if the old people are just crazy, they are around back of the house, and those are just the kids from earlier in the day.
Yeah, that would be an angle as well.
That would have been a Twilight Zone angle if then the old man like ran in front of a car, and then all the old people come around and like what did he do? Oh, he couldn't take that he made this bad decision. That wasn't even real.
Yeah.
I think that would have been funny too.
Whereas the kid wasn't actually Tommy. He was just like, "What are you doing, old man? I'm freaked out by you." Yeah, that I would have liked more.
Were they the same outfits? I didn't notice.
I don't know why he thought it was. I don't know.
He went right for that guy, and I was like, I don't think he was wearing that shirt. I don't know what the correlation is.
By that point, I was so overwhelmed with like, oh, this episode is not what I expected. I don't know what's going on here. For some reason, I pictured it different, like it took place in the past, and the kicking of the can was there might be some other episode that involves kick the can because it was a popular game or something like that, but I have no idea.
I remember playing Kick the Can.
I was just going to say, did you ever play Kick the Can,
I
Stephen?
did, yeah.
Because I didn't go outside as a kid.
When I was younger, only in like Pennsylvania did I ever play this game. I never played it around here. But I remember the premise of the game, if I can recall.
Do you kick a can at some point?
There is a can, and you're trying to kick the can while somebody is like I think, and like that's like the home base. You got to run over and kick it. And I fear if that like releases people that have been caught, or
someone
or
wins when the can gets kicked or something. I have no idea.
And again, I could be totally wrong because I'm remembering something from when I was like 7. I think it's like tag, where somebody's and they tag you, and like you have to go to like the jail, like hang out by this tree or something. But there's a can right outside there, and if you could run out and kick the can before you're caught, the people that are caught could run away.
Yeah, the people who are in human tag.
Yes.
Who's trying to assault the other people? Right?
You're because you were tagged. Yes.
And now you must go hunt other children.
Yes.
Okay. So my understanding with Kick the Can is that the victims, the survivors, can get around the person with tagging priority to kick the can.
Yes.
And that does something else for the game. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. A decent game as far as games go.
I've never played this game, and I'm making jokes, but like literally I have no idea. If anybody was like, "Do you want to play Kick the Can?" I would have said no.
I enjoyed varieties of tag and things.
Yeah. No, you were a much more human child that partook in much more human activities.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, this episode, there's not a ton to talk about. It's old people trying to reclaim their youth, and they find a magical gateway through the Twilight Zone by playing a game of Kick the Can that brings them back to, and maybe that's it. Maybe he's known that kid his whole life, and he knows, like, that's what you looked like when you were 10. I know you. But he's also old and senile, so, like, everyone looks like that.
Plausible deniability.
We are a bunch of dough-headed kids.
But that's the premise, right? Is that maybe we only grow up because we, like, accept it, and we allow ourselves to grow up.
That's semi-true.
I mean, I haven't grown up, so that's the whole first half of the episode where I'm like, well, that's just how life works.
Yeah.
You can just not grow up if you want to. What is growing up anyway?
I definitely felt bad for him when he was getting picked up from his son, and his son,
the intro's good, yeah.
It's like it's really kind of crushing. The son comes seemingly just to tease him because he's like, "All right, get in the car, Dad. I'm gonna drive 6 feet until you." I only meant we'd try. Get out. Why did you even come? Like,
no, it's a weird thing.
You didn't even then take him to lunch. You just said like, sorry, here to crush your dreams. Get out, kid.
I said we'd talk about it, not that we'd get you out of here or whatever. Yeah.
Like, why did you come? Why did you not then talk about it? Like,
yeah,
it seems like a big setup. Just like
I left all that behind after watching more of the episode. But yes, you're absolutely right. It was a weird. Where like that's just being set up for for those moments because the old people on the porch have to see him get out of the car and all that stuff. So otherwise, whatever, right? So and like there's not enough time unless it's just implied for that conversation to happen. And even if it did happen, it wasn't shown to us.
If it happened, it would happen for like 4 seconds because like it does cut back to the other people watching, like, oh, he got out of here, good for him, good job, Gerald, or whatever the fuck your name was,
Charlie.
Yeah, and then sadness.
Ticket.
He managed to bring down the whole fucking morale of the team.
Yeah. But then he's like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna run around.
Did you like how the old folks' home was situated, like where it's like just a bunch of beds in a long room, like even though there's no actual privacy?
Yeah, it's just like a house. There's just
it's like an orphanage for old people.
There's a million old people just living in a house, which I guess is how it used to be.
Yeah.
No, yeah, getting old is scary.
Time's definitely different, but things like that you got to think for old people. Like sickness would just run rampant through those things, and
no, it's awful.
Not too nice.
Yeah, life is scary. Getting old is scary. Death is scary.
It certainly is.
That's really what the Twilight Zone is all about.
It's all about death.
It's all about
fading to black and white.
Just trapped in a prison of flesh as it slowly degrades and rots around you with no end in sight. And you worry that you'll know about that later, but don't worry, your mind's gonna go too, and you won't even know about any of that.
Yeah. Alright guys, so that's our thoughts on this episode of Twilight Zone. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.